See, it's really simple. The businesses that are succeeding in the new economy are not the ones that own the final solution.
So over 2 years ago, Iman Gadzhi made a PowerPoint presentation that got over 9 million views. But it's not only that, he also made millions from it. And we're not talking about ads or like sponsorship segment. The whole video is designed to sell you. And what's interesting is that the video now is unlisted. You only can access it if you have the link. So let's get to the breakdown directly. So let's start with the cool stuff. Imagine this, everyone raving about the Iman Gadzhi style playbook. Now, backgrounds looking the same, animations, how to Iman Gadzhi style, no problem, like you can get inspired. Even Iman Gadzhi's past lead editor got out, and he has a community on this platform called School. It's growing on popularity. I also have one. Check it out. I help entrepreneurs with like YouTube, the system, first link in the description. But you know, there's this PowerPoint presentation Iman Gadzhi made. Bear in mind that this was not. There are other videos that are like more of the idea of VSL, and we'll get to it. It's a video sales letter, like this one. This is the one that he's redirecting the traffic into. We can talk about that. So there are key components that make this video so good at selling to strangers. More on them later. First, we need to know what type of video this is. Do you think that it's just like any other video? Of course not. It got over 9 million views and it got a lot of money to the bank. So it's a VSL, video sales letter, designed to break the prospect's limiting beliefs and get them to buy. So there are phases that crafted this perfect VSL. So bear with me here. Like, because it's like a domino effect, you have to knock down the first piece for the other ones to follow. So like you have to knock down multiple pieces, and it's like boom, 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 boom. Like you shouldn't miss anyone. So like, because it's just like a domino effect. So let's start by briefly describing the overview, the whole idea and the transformation in like a summarized way, which is like setting up the premise. So we're talking about this, the first seconds of the video.
So look, we are entering a new era. Everything is changing. The way we buy, the way we work, the way we live, and so does the way that people do business. We're entering what experts are calling the new arbitrage economy. And there are a bunch of 20-year-olds taking advantage of it to get paid as much as a doctor every month without having any previous work experience. More about that in just a minute. So look, if you click this short video, it's because
this phase is important. Avoid techno bubble mode, where you know, that feeling when you're really excited about and passionate about your stuff, and you just get into the nitty-gritty, do this and do that, and you know, the little tiny things, you just basically become a nerd. Like, that's techno bubble mode. Avoid it. We know you're passionate about your service, you're passionate about what you're doing. We know we're also passionate about our stuff. Like, you have to get the prospect, which is like in this case the viewer, the YouTube viewer, someone on YouTube, ideally the type of viewer you want, to like get interested in what you're interested in the first place, so that like even if you get into the tiny details, so that they know why they should listen and they know why they should care. So like, you know, you must tell that epiphany moment, that moment, you know, before you were a normal person, then you became obsessed about that thing. There was an epiphany moment. You know, you can describe it. It's a realization. This phase is very important to create a domino effect and knock the viewers, you know, core false belief. Not only he showed off his success, but also other people's success. So if we go here, this is example, proof before the video even starts. And he also showed proof of himself. Like, yeah, you get the point. But this is not everything. He then proceeds to talk about the what and why. What is this new economy and the why and the blah blah blah. Like, this is like basically screenshots from the video. And this phase is also important for setting up to set up the stage for what's coming up, so that like the viewer has no choice but to be convinced that your way is the way. After that, he starts breaking down different business models and comparing them. But this is for a purpose. Was the purpose already? Maybe. And you probably have seen this famous matrix, and he basically compared different models. This is a screenshot from the video. Of course, to arrive at conclusion that his business model, which is like an agency, things like that, and arbitrage economy, like outsourcing the work, stuff like that, is the best model. Like that's basically it gives you tangible evidence why the ideal business model is an agency. So, of course, we arrived to the conclusion, as we said, and it's a vehicle. His solution is a vehicle. He introduced the vehicle, which is like the agency solution. And that's the first domino fallen. Notice how that isn't about showing you how to do the stuff, like the actual secrets and the tactics, because that was you should inevitably buy. Like if we go to the video, yes, he could give some tips, like I've watched it, like I think I watched it in 2022, like fully. Like this was so good at keeping my attention.
Looking for some
So he's explaining
line, and the best part is they're willing to pay
proof.
profit.
That's also a component of it.
All opportunity of the new arbitrage economy.
The arbitrage economy, something premium,
succeeding in the new economy,
something new, an opportunity. Explaining with analogy. And so basically, he's explaining the what and the why. There's a little bit of how here and there, I guess. Coming back. Oh, just to mention, this video is not sponsored, but there's a community below that has entrepreneurs working on making YouTube videos, and I help them. There are thumbnail templates. You can get access to me. It's beautiful, and it's free, and it just would make sense for you to join. First, look at the description. That's my pitch. And yeah, also we help you actually build a rock solid foundation, not just 20 hacks to blow up. That's the first domino fallen. Notice how that wasn't about showing you how to actually do the stuff, the secret techniques and the taxes, because that's what you should buy. He introduced the vehicle. He knocked out the belief that, oh, I can't do it, by showing you proof. First, proof is him, then proof of other people, and actually comparing other business models, so that you're convinced that the agency model is the best model, or the business of the arbitrage economy, where you're in the middle, you're the middleman who gets his own cut. Think of it as playing on the field. And the coach is telling you to go here and telling the other people to go there, and it's just a mess. But you don't even know what the hell is going on. What is the strategy? What are we even trying to achieve here? And for a man, that's financial, location, geographical freedom. And he said that, he put that in the beginning of the video, so where you're going. So it's not just it's not the tactics. He's giving you the strategy and giving you analogies, examples, as we saw. This wasn't the first thing he's done. The video is filled with stories, and as much as you think that it's logic, it's more so on emotion. Emotion plays a role. Giving examples by Uber drivers, customers, and basically proof of his clients, just so you're not really surprised at the end when he starts to pitch you his old program agency navigator. That's another domino. This domino is really crucial, knocking down the limiting beliefs, external and internal. So we have external beliefs, that's a grammar mistake on me. Anyway, let's continue the video. through, knocking down external limiting beliefs and internal limiting beliefs through methods like hooking new examples. And he did a good job by comparing different business models, making you feel like it's an easy business to start since you don't have to do the service delivery yourself. You don't have to have the skill. Like, you basically outsource it, and people pay you. You go pay someone who fulfills, who does the work, and you get your own cut. And you don't have to have an employee. You just hire contractors. It's like these are like, explain it in this way as he did in the video. Like it just like knocks down the external limiting beliefs. Oh, should I like should I have employees? Should I like, oh, how can I pay them? So like, no, you hire contractors, and like as soon as a business pay you, you go pay them. Like, logic. He also knocked down like external beliefs, as we said, as much as the idea of needing money to start. Like, for that example was internal limiting beliefs about like hiring and stuff like that. I think it includes, somewhat external. Anyway, so like, the idea, he also knocked down external limiting beliefs, like the ones like, I need money to start. Like, no, you don't need money to start. It's an easy business model to start. It doesn't require much capital, and you can start like now from $0, things like that. Like, you have nothing to lose. And basically, like he explains that you don't need money to start this business. Now, this one is very important, if not more important than the previous one. So sure, he shows you the steps to making money with that business model. But remember, it's the strategy. With what, he tells you what you need to do, why you should do it, and, basically the what and the why, and examples and case studies. These are like warm ups, like case studies, like warming you up, getting you ready to hear his offer, you know, case studies, things like that. But remember, to create a killer YouTube video sales letter, you need to knock down everything from the vehicle to the beliefs and tell them the strategy. Sell them on the strategy. Get them, that epiphany moment. Don't start talking like a nerd. Like, actually get them interested in what you're interested in. Knock down the beliefs, the vehicle, what you're selling, or like the idea you're selling. So for me, like, you could say that I'm selling the idea of like YouTube is the best platform for entrepreneurs to grow their personal brand. And like, even reality like shows that. Like, lots of people are getting into YouTube, stuff like that. And like, this is the idea that I'm selling. And so if I want to make a VSL, I should knock down the external limiting beliefs. Like, also, like, first of all, introduce the vehicle, and then knock down like the internal and external limiting beliefs. So you get the point. Whatever your main idea is, like, you start with the vehicle and then you knock down the beliefs and you sell them the strategy. You get them interested. You give them a reason. Now, here's where it gets interesting. The last phase is bombarded with success stories from people who took his program, making you believe more that this is possible. This is possible for you, you know? And if we go to the video, like this phase here is like filled with like really filled with examples. No, this is his offer. And see, this is an example. Like, it sprinkles in examples here and there. Examples, obviously. So you get the point. Case studies. It's not just examples. It's case studies of people who went through his program. which is more than, basically a normal example. This is more social proof for him. Like, yes, he made money with it, but he showed you other people who made money with it too. They're more integrated in the pitch, the phase that I showed you guys. After leaving you high as a kite, grammar mistake, I guess, this still holds a chance of getting people to stick longer because he's not just telling you this person, this person, this person. Like, he's actually sprinkling the testimonials. Like, he's like introducing you to the program and like basically intercutting. So he's showing the transformation of people who went through each phase of the program. I think this was like, for example, tools, things like that. And then he puts a testimonial that was just brief testimonial. There you go. So now there are some people who might get the last phase wrong, which is like pitching. It's so important to finish at the end with something called the offer stack. You don't just, phase one, phase one of the program, boom, phase two of the program, boom, phase three, boom, boom, boom. And like, you're at the end. So the program is $2,000. No, that's not how it works. You're screwed right now. Let me explain. Like, this is the offer stack. You combine everything that you said before, like your pitch, website templates, everything on one page. Like, you do a discount, like, and maybe you won't do the discount, and you introduce the price. This is so important. Why? Let me explain why. Because if you just introduce, the pricing, like, people won't remember everything that you said before. Like, let me prove. This will explain it very well. They will associate the last thing you said with the price you said last thing. And imagine I don't remember what he said at the end. Imagine if he said weekly live Q&A is dedicated with dedicated coaches. And then he said, "Oh, that our program is $1,500." You would associate that money to the last thing he said, although he said, full access to agency navigator website, templates, contracts, agreements, sales scripts, and more, and stuff like that, and like just like some cool stuff. Like, you should remind them of everything they've heard. Everything. Like, so that when you like pull up the price, pull out the price, like, they see everything. And that's like, you knocked all the dominoes. So you don't want to just, after revealing your programming details, to simply tell them the price. Our brains remember the last thing. So you need to stack the whole thing in a visual way. Then introduce the price so that people remember and recall what they're getting. Like, they actually remember what they're getting. It's not just Q&A calls or some tools. And they see it visually. So if you're an entrepreneur and want some help with YouTube, you can join the community. First link in the description. It just makes sense for you to join. Thumbnail templates, stuff like that. Direct access to me, like, it's free. Yeah, that's my offer. Oh, well, let me actually show you the community. Here's the community. Currently 30 members. 2 requests pending. It's on this platform called School. There are these templates. Templates that are actually really useful. It's not, they're on Canva. You don't have to have Photoshop experience to customize them. You can, basically use them. But like, this is not just it. Like, the value is in the community itself, like in getting direct taxes and stuff like that. So yeah, that's my offer. Go, man. What are you waiting for? I said, man. Girls, don't apply. Okay, unless, there could be an exception. Okay, no, don't go far. Like, I should stop this.